been streaming for quite a while now, and due to some things changing in my personal life, I had to change my schedule over every now and then. I swapped out my streaming days and times, and unexpectedly, this made my channel grow really fast. In this video, I'll go over the times you should be streaming in order to be growing your Twitch channel. Hi guys, I'm FastAnne and I'm a Twitch streamer, and I want to welcome you to the first ever FastTips, where I give away streaming tips for free as FastAnne can. Get it? So we're currently in the middle of the quarantine, but I hope you guys are doing well and that you guys are staying safe. The quarantine, however, made a lot of people stay home, giving them more free time in which they would like to stream on Twitch. Which begs the question, on which days and which time should I stream? If you're watching this after the quarantine, no worries, because this video will be equally as relevant. Now, a tool that I suggest you to use is TwitchStrike, which I'll show you in a minute. It's a free tool that'll give you the viewer to streamer ratio for a given day and given hour per game. You want the viewer to streamer ratio to be as high as possible, because this means there is more people watching relative to the amount of streamers that are live. The higher the amount of viewers, the lower the amount of streamers, the more chances of you getting discovered on Twitch. So first you go to the website twitchstrike.com and search for the kind of game that you want to play. At the top of this page, we need to set some options first. Because first we're going to exclude the top 5% of streamers. This means you're going to exclude the really big streamers, the esports events, and the pro streamers that just attract a lot of viewers to the stream because they're live at that exact moment. Then you're going to extend the date range to 28 days, which will make sure we get the highest possible dataset so we can average things out. Finally, you set the time zone to your local time zone so the heat maps match your local time zone. Now, if we scroll down, we see a couple of heat maps, but the most important one, or the most interesting one, is the left one, the ratio heat map. This indicates the amount of viewers per live streamer on every hour of the day of the week. As I said before, you want this ratio to be as high as possible. In this heat map, the darker the color, the higher the ratio, which is better. As we can see in this heat map, Thursday has a big peak on 10 AM, which, if you have the opportunity to stream then, gives for really great viewers compared to the amount of streamers that are live. On Thursday, there's also a peak at 2 PM, which makes streaming from 9 AM to 3 PM a really good time. Do note that starting a stream an hour before this peak comes will hopefully get you off the 0 viewer count, which will bring you higher up on the list and more opportunities of being discovered. You need to give people the time to come into your stream before this peak hits. This is just an example of a longer stream, but if you don't have the opportunity to do a longer stream, Wednesday from 11 AM to 1 PM seems to also be a really good opportunity, considering it has 2 hours of a higher than average ratio. Also, if you don't stream in a language that is worldwide known, such as English, make sure to stream in times that are relevant to the language you're streaming in. For example, I stream in English, but if I were to stream in Dutch, it would probably be not such a good idea to stream at 3 AM because people will likely be asleep then. These are just some examples on how you could change your stream schedule to peak times. But you might be wondering, how am I going to fit this in my personal life? Well, sometimes you have the opportunity to switch some things around. For example, if there is a peak time close to dinner at that time, make sure you get yourself a snack and stream before you're going to get some dinner. Or if you're able to do so, swap around the times that you would normally edit on and swap them over to your streaming time. Streaming on peak times will not only give you more viewers, but also introduce you to a whole new audience that are watching other streams, for example, when you are not live. From my experience, quite a few members of my community actually watch my streams as well when I'm streaming on different times. But if you can't change your schedule and you can't stream on the peak times, no worries. Being able to stream is better than not being able to stream at all. And there is also a lot of more things in life than streaming. Here's one thing that you need to keep in mind. Because there are more opportunities to stream more on Twitch now, you do not want to overstream yourself. You can't be live 24/7, and you basically don't have to if you want to grow on Twitch. I would say spend 50% of your dedicated time on streaming itself and 50% of the time on creating content for other platforms for people to discover you there and to lead them to your Twitch. This video was sponsored by me, because I have no sponsors, but really, I do put a lot of effort and time in creating these YouTube videos, so I would love for you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what you are going to change about your streaming schedule or what your streaming schedule is. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in another video. Bye! Oh, what's it about? Come out! CCTV window. Dead. It was Nash. Okay. Lol. 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 Where is he? Where is he?
He could be coming construction.
There we go.